on a daily. So now I'm going to call the cops. The lady that threatened me before is going to have a file report on her. She's associated with Chris and Katie, so they're going to be put in my official report. And if anybody comes around here, intimidates me, stalks me, I will get a restraining order against you. You're going real life, and you know what? This has got to stop. This will stop. You're going to get somebody hurt. All right, guys. So
a few moments later,
the car was right here. There's the camera. Now I see a lay of the land. That hits right at. Is that the back of the Proudfoots?
What's happening, folks? White Boy here, and we're going to be reviewing Bullhorn Betty and why she should not try to help Sebastian Rogers or his family. And I'm going to get into exactly why I'm saying this statement. Well, if you don't know, Bullhorn Betty went on a live recently, and somehow, some way, in her little pea-sized brain, she seems to think that Don Wells is associated, is related, or some sort of relation to the Sebastian Rogers case, either side of the family. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. However, she gets in her car, who her subscribers have repaired multiple times from past lives, and she goes to a hotel in Tennessee. But before she gets to the hotel, you see the footage here. She's stalking the Proudfoots. She's literally stalking the Proudfoots. And in perfect Bullhorn Betty fashion, you can depend on and expect on every single case that she covers to attack the parents. Now, regardless if there's evidence or not, or any claims showing any wrongdoing or foul play to the parents she's suspecting, you can just expect it from Bullhorn Betty. But here she is, you see the opening clip, driving around town, stalking the Proudfoots. And these people have already had death threats and everything else, all types of stuff. So she goes back to her hotel, and she's doing a live there, And literally, in the most Karen form, she goes off into a tantrum and starts saying that she's going to call the police on a piece of burnt toast, and that Queen Bee and burnt toast are fully responsible for her getting stalked. I don't know if her phone rang or something. Look, lady, you're on the internet. You have a lot of people who dislike you for all the crap that you do. And now you're in a different state at a hotel. You don't think people are going to try to find where you're at and call? Welcome to the internet, lady. But somehow, some way, Detective Bullhorn Betty, thinks that it's Queen Bee and burnt toast. So wait for it. She calls the police, She calls the police on live, and she mutes it. But now when she dials the phone number and talking to said police, now she's calling the police on Illuminati. It's moved from burnt toast and Queen Bee for some odd reason. But wait for it. There's more. These are the same police that Bullhorn Betty has recently ridiculed, and called out and said really wrong things about, and even planned to protest at the police station there because she feels as though Missing Summer Wells has died, and they owe her a death certificate, and that's what she's going to go protest against. She's called out the FBI there, the CBI there, the local sheriff departments, but in Karen fashion, she feels entitled for their services. And it's ridiculous, the contradictions of this lady. But why I say she should stay away from Sebastian is this is exactly what the TBI has said so many times publicly. I've played the clips. They have begged people, do not call, unless it's credible information regarding the cases, There she is calling local police, but as she's calling local police, she's throwing Chris and Katie Proudfoot, into the phone call, and she's urging her supporters to call. The TBI has already said this in Summer's case many times. Don't do this, because these people got to look at every tip. They have to literally review every tip. It's what their job is, and that does really bad things for the case. On top of that, for what it's worth, from what I understand, Seth Rogers, the father of missing Sebastian, look, it's no secret that he does toss a little mud. He throws a little mud himself. But hey, that's the father. He does publicly say, that, he wants to be a truce and all this and work together. But you have Betty there with ultimate division. It's the Proudfoots, it's the Proudfoots. But this is It's comical to watch this in real time, but it's very sad for the kid. And this is why I say she should not even try to attach herself to Sebastian. Yeah, Sebastian needs all the help he can get, but this lady is not helping. Let me show you her detective skills in real time, people. This would be Bullhorn Betty, okay, the lawyer, if you will, the law degree, the skilled lawyer here, the criminologist, if you will. Let me show you how brilliant she is on this phone call.
Report against Illuminati for threatening me, and then of course I'm going to start whatever report needs to go into finding out who did this right here. So they may have used they may use something, but I know law enforcement was able to get somebody that did a swatting call, right? So their technology is a little better than Bullhorn Betty. So I'm going to let the professionals deal with this, and whoever is doing this, we'll get to the bottom of it. And if we find out a name and if they're associated with anybody, they'll be held to pay. There'll be legal consequences. Legal consequences.
So I'm really confused as if though she thinks when she did the police report by saying, "Hey, yeah, I'll burn toast. Don't know the height. Woman, don't know the race. Can't give you the weight. Don't know where she lives, or Cluminati." She by YouTube handles, the detective, if you will, thinks that that's actually going to solve a swatting incident. You know how hard it is for the police to arrest anybody involved with getting somebody swatted? There's a congresswoman sitting right now that's been swatted 7 times, and she can't get law enforcement to help her. But Bullhorn Betty will tell you she's on the case. But then she doubles down and says, I'm going to do legal action if I could find out who does this. So I believe it was just another lie, but I don't know. Now, this lady really aggravates me because all this does, okay, is she's clogging law enforcement up with the most ridiculous phone calls. Okay, people can say what they want to say and have just as much free speech as she can. She feels as though she can say whatever she wants to say, but if somebody else says anything, police. She can go drive around and stalk families who law enforcement have not said, have done any foul play. They're not main suspects. They're none of this. Okay. But she can go stalk them. But somebody calls a room or whatever even happened. She wants to go stalk and sue or call law enforcement and sue. When this type of stuff happens, these type of tragedy behavior happens, people look. I'm an hour and 28 minutes one way from Bullhorn Betty's house, and I know for a fact she's in Tennessee. Okay? I discussed it with wifey. I'm like, you want to take a road trip? Let's stop by CVS. Let's print out some flyers. Tragedy pimp, Karen alert. Let's spread some awareness in the community. But it's raining. It's raining right now. But I considered it. What's she gonna do? Call police in Tennessee? The same police that she hates? I mean, how would she like it if I was doing that in her neighborhood? These people, Chris and Katie Proudfoot, have not done anything wrong. We all can have opinions and have our own theories. That's fine. If that's how you think, if that's how you feel, that's fine. But you cannot pin a murder, the disappearance, or any wrongdoing on them. You just can't. And the same you can't on Seth. If you feel the other way around, you just can't. Okay? It's not what law enforcement says. Okay? Bullhorn Betty is not going to go out there. Okay? I read her comments as this shenanigans is happening, and I'm seeing like, oh, these people are trying to stop you from finding Sebastian. Bullhorn Betty does not have the qualifications or the skills, okay, to go and try to do what law enforcement already did. She's trying to do like the most basic groundwork. I understand search and rescue YouTubers, you know what I mean? Ventures with Purpose and whatnot. When you're out there trying to find somebody, search and stuff, you might come across something. But driving around and doing groundwork, stop it. Just stop it right now. These are investigators, man. It's crazy, man. And I guarantee, I don't know for a fact or not, haven't heard Seth's opinion on this, but I doubt he's gonna like this. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. You would think TikTok Tony, who seems to be friends with Bullhorn Betty, would say, hey, let's not, make these bogus calls and stuff. It makes Sebastian's case look bad. And that's exactly what she's doing, people. Every single case. She recently posted that she's going to go to Tennessee to also protest for the Layla Santinello case, okay, which I met that missing girl's grandma at the missing person event in Tennessee when I went to go visit Don and Candace, and we alerted Candace because Candace knows that family, and I let them know. I also let the Wells know that this idiot's in town because she's already trying to combine one grieving family that has a missing child and say that they're somehow related to the other. It's out of control, people, and this stuff is not cool. Needs to be called out because it's a kid. It's a kid. This lady's out here calling the police on a piece of burnt toast. Okay, that's the detective claiming that Tennessee police don't do a good job, and this is why she needs to head up there and do some investigating. Stop it. Just stop it. Hit the like on the way out. Let me know how you feel about the comments. This is out of control. Sebastian needs good people, good actors, people with good intentions, not people with bullhorns and just complete shenanigans. Complete shenanigans. Also, let me know in the comments. This happens again, we will go and protest. Really will. So let me know how you feel about that in the comments too. The dog's got to go. You hear it in the background. I got to go, man. To the next one, hit that like. We'll see you around.